Hello fellow woodworkers, and welcome to this week's special edition of the Garage Workshop, all the way from the USA. And today we're going to be taking a trip to the Home Depot. Roll the intro. So for this week's video, what I thought we'd do is take some items that you would find in one of our B&Q or home base or somewhere like that at home and compare it to what it's like in a home base to see how much they are the same or different. Now obviously home base is very similar, it's a big box store, it's exactly the same as B&Q and it's got a very similar range. So what we're going to do is pick 3 or 4 items and see how closely the price is the same as the UK. So a good place to start is plywood. These are plywood sheets exactly the same size as you would get in the UK. These are actually labelled as being made of maple, and as you might be able to see, they seem to be a bit better quality than ones that we get in the UK. Now these are $80.53 per sheet. Apologies if you can hear the forklift. They're $80.53 per sheet. By the time we add sales tax, it gives you a grand total of this. And if you think about it, the same equivalent sheet in B&Q is this. But I have to say, from looking and touching the wood, it is really, really lovely quality. Much better than any of the wood that I've ever bought from B&Q. So they have the same way of cutting wood, the vertical panel saw that we have in the UK. And they've also got like a miter saw, which this is another good example. This is a 2x6 10-foot piece of stud timber, like C16. The cost over here is $9.55 plus tax. So that's the price here, which is a total of this. And if you compare it to the current price in B&Q, it's this. Interesting though, the wood looks identical, whereas the plywood looked a lot different. This wood looks absolutely identical. Okay, so this is another good example. This is a DeWalt 4 amp hour 20 volt battery, and the cost is $169, and the equivalent cost in the UK at the moment is, but the other thing is, it's just the selection. As you can see, you've got loads and loads of different DeWalt batteries, twin packs, single packs, and pretty much every DeWalt tool you could ever want is here. Whereas I don't know what your B&Q's like, but at mine you maybe get 4 or 5 different things, different tools. Here they've got absolutely every tool, and this is just one small Home Depot of millions and thousands of them across the USA. And this is one of the other advantages about the Home Depot. It sells a range of different brands, and Rigid is a brand that you can buy in the Home Depot, which unfortunately you can't get in our country. And actually it's a really cost-effective brand, and it gets very, very good reviews, and there's a whole range of different Rigid products across the store. So more variety and definitely more choice. So, there's a good example for you fellow woodworkers. You've seen this appear in my video many times. It's my Airstrike, Ryobi Airstrike gun, and the base price for this, which is just the actual body, is $127. Now that is on sale, it's normally $169, and when I bought mine, which was just before lockdown I think, I paid £120 for it, and with the current exchange rate that's quite sort of comparable, so pretty close together in terms of price. So fellow woodworkers, you may recognise that this pack, it's the pack of chisels that were featured in my Christmas gift video a couple of years ago. I think it was Christmas before last. It's exactly the same pack, and this pack is $37.97, and I'll look back in the video and put the price of my set, but again I bought my set in Costco, but very, very similar, identical 4-pack in fact. Okay, so a whole range of clamps, and I don't know if your B&Q is the same, but in my B&Q I can't just go in and grab myself a Bessie bar clamp off the shelf like I can here. In fact, I can't afford them either because the third place. But they're there if you want them. Now, although I said things here generally so far have been quite a lot cheaper, the range of Milwaukee tools, as you know, are already expensive, but over here they are just as expensive as they are in the UK. But the big difference here, as I said, this is just a normal Home Depot, but there is pretty much the entire Milwaukee range, including the Milwaukee hot drink cup, which comes in at a fantastic $34.88. But the thing is, it is all here. If you want to come and get a compact organizer, which you can get $29.97, but very similar to the little one that I got not that long ago. But again, really nice selection, and everything that you can imagine from Milwaukee is here. So this is the range of Craig stuff. Now I happened to buy some of these in Homebase in the UK online, these exact same pocket hole screws recently, and they were actually cheaper than they are over here, but the whole range is here, and they range from sort of $6.50 all the way up to $11 or $12, but they've got everything you need. They've got the AccuCut, the rip cut system, so you can attach your table saw, you can attach your circular saw. They've got everything that you need here. They've got all the cabinet mounting, and they've got all of the screw drivers, you know, the long drivers that you use to put the heads of the screws in. So they've got absolutely everything, but this is the thing that I've come for, or one of the things that I've come for, and this is a new drill for my pocket hole machine. Now, the only problem about this is it's going to set me back $19, which with the sale tax is about £19, so very expensive, but I do need one because my one at home is going blunt. One of the other things I've come to get while I'm here is a flush trim bit for my router. Now these are made by Diablo, which is a very well-known American brand, and this one piece, which is a mortising piece, is $30 on its own, so that's about 28 odd pounds at the moment for one blade. Now Diablo are the best, there's no denying that. In terms of Americans, if you speak to people, Diablo is a very, very popular brand, but for one single router bit, that's a lot. And the other thing that I've noticed is there doesn't seem to be any own brand products like you have with B&Q, although there's a great selection of all the major makes here. There doesn't seem to be a sort of cheaper old own brand alternative. Now I do know from looking on the website that they have got other ones buried here somewhere, and let's go and see if we can find those. Okay, there's only one place I was going to finish this video, and that is with my favourite wood glue. All the varieties of type bond you can buy here. The ultimate wood glue, which is the exterior one, that's about $10. The type bond 2, which is what I'm going to get, which is normal type bond but extremely quick. It dries a lot quicker than the normal type bond. That's $8.49, but this is the absolute bargain. This type bond, which is the normal standard size bottle, is $5.48, which is not a lot for a great product. So that's the last thing that's going into my basket, the Type Bond 2. Okay, so the video is over. If you've got to this point, I must have put something together, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how much we were able to do that, because it was really, really difficult filming in there. Homebase are really funny about people filming, and I've watched a lot of other YouTube videos where other people are filming in there, and unlike the UK, there was a member of staff down every aisle, so it was very difficult. But I have got my bag. I've got my 3 items, my Craig drill bit, my self-centering drill bit for hinges and stuff, which I've wanted for a while, and my tight bond. So those 3 items were the 3 items that I bought, and my till receipt shows that the total cost was $38.40 and $2.31 sales tax. Obviously each state has a different sale tax. I'm in Maryland at the moment, in Bethesda, and the sale tax here was $2.40. So 3 items, around £40 they've cost. Now it's not just the fact that you would pay less or pay more at home. Some of these things you cannot get at home. You can't just go into B&Q, for example, and pick up a Craig drill bit. So that's one of the advantages of coming to the US. But the cost nowhere near as cheap as it used to be. At the moment the exchange rate is very, very similar, and actually it's quite costly shopping here as it is in the UK. The only thing I would say, in particular things like the wood, a much better selection and a much better quality selection than you get at home. So that's the end of this week's very special video from the USA. Thank you for following fellow woodworkers. If your first visit to the Garage Workshop, please can I ask you to subscribe, like and comment. If you're a regular viewer, thank you so much. Please continue to like and comment. I just want to say thank you for everyone who voted in my community poll last week about what videos I should make for the Garage Workshop. Really, really appreciate that. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you on the next episode of the Garage Workshop. Take care, fellow woodworkers.